the way. Hello YouTube, I'm the Foam Witch, and in this live stream video I'm going to be starting making my reverse bear trap crown for my costume for the Love of Horror. I've just tested the sound so I know people can hear. So I might as well start. So for this I'm using my template for the actual reverse bear trap. I'm just modifying it because obviously the crown from Dead by Daylight is not the full reverse bear trap. My white pen is not working very well. That one seems a little bit better. So I'm going to start by making the top jaw piece. There's only one jaw piece on this crown. Obviously the reverse bear trap has two. None of my pens are working. So I'm just tracing the pieces out onto the 5mm foam, if my pen will work. I use these paint pens because they show up really well on the foam and you can wipe them away quite easily, but they can be a bit finicky to work with, like they run out quite quickly or they get clogged. That's the top. I'm just going to put that there so I know which way around it goes. This is the bottom piece. This pen is awful. But we shall persist. Hello, thanks for joining the stream. Hope you are doing well. I just thought while I made a start, it's the perfect time to try and see if the internet in my workshop is strong enough to do a live stream. Sometimes it can be a bit sketchy because the breeze block of the garage kind of blocks the signal from inside, but it seems to be working at the moment. Right, I can't remember what bevel cut I need for this piece. Test outward. I'm also trying to film content for a how-to video, so if you see me filming on this camera, that's what that's going to be for. Obviously this live stream will go on my YouTube channel, but this is just for the how-to videos that I do. So cutting this at an outward bevel. And then these little pointy bits can get a bit tricky, so I might change my knife to this thinner one. Give it a sharpen. Should be sharp enough. So going around all of these curved bits now, and you'll start to see that it looks more like the reverse bear trap part. Ta-da! I don't think this piece needed a bevel cut, but I can always cut it again. So I'm just going to go for a straight cut there because I don't think it needs to fold out from what I can remember. And I just need the back piece. This is the piece that everyone gets confused about on the actual reverse bear trap build because it looks different than in the video because I've curved the edges. So after the video, I went back and perfected the template to make it easier, which in turn made it harder, it seems. But it's got the curved edges rather than being a straight piece because you just like kind of bend the edges of the other pieces down to it. It's confused a lot of people, but it also gets comments on my video, so I'm going to start at these end bits with the sharper, pointier knife. I only kind of have today and tomorrow to make this because For the Love of Horror is next weekend and I am working until then. You might be able to hear people outside. So, from what I remember, it's quite fiddly. This will get stuck to this like this. So it gives the kind of open bit. And this bit goes on the bottom. Might need trimming a little bit, but we'll give it a go. It can only go wrong. I can just start it all again. So I'm using my hot glue gun for this. This is specifically for foam hot glue from Tiger Supplies. This stuff is incredible. I used to use contact adhesive, but it's really toxic and it just made me feel super ill. So I have switched to this where I can. Obviously, I do have a respirator for the contact adhesive, but this is nice because you don't actually have to wear one if you didn't want to. And people worry about hot glue with costumes if they're going to get hot, but I've used this on so many builds now, including my full Skyrim armor, and I've worn that so many places that got like super hot conventions, and I went on a photo shoot in the middle of summer up castle ruins and it hasn't moved an inch, so there's no need to worry that your costume's gonna kind of not in the British climate anyway. I don't know about America because I don't live there, so but they're definitely brilliant for, well, I think they're brilliant. And they're easy to clean up as well because you do get these little bits that like spurt out, but you can just wipe them away or sand them away once they're dry. And it obviously makes it a bit quicker than contact adhesive because you have to wait for that to dry in between. I'm just going to try and share this live on my Instagram because I forgot to do it. People are probably busy on a Saturday afternoon, but this is the only time that I could do it, so. So I just shared that to my story, see if we can get a couple of more viewers. I'm also very aware that a WWE pay-per-view is on right now. I was going to watch it because it's in Australia, so it's on at 1 a.m. Not 1 a.m. 1 p.m. UK time, which is brilliant, but people might be watching that instead. I'm going to watch it later on, so kind of apart from that post, stay away from my phone. Don't know if I can. It's not letting me watch it now. Ah, there we go. Just so I can see if there's any comments. Hello, Peter. Hope you are well. I'm sorry if you can hear any noise outside. I'm in my garage and it's not really soundproof. So you can kind of hear sounds of the neighborhood. Someone's drilling. Hopefully it's not too loud because I have got this little microphone on, which is supposed to noise cancel a lot of stuff, but I don't actually know if it works or not. I know that it works when I've got my respirator on, so you can hear me a bit better. So I'm just curving the edges there to meet the point of the back piece, which is what a lot of people don't seem to understand on the full reverse bear trap video, that it just, I don't know if you can see there, it just bends down so it fits neater. I'm going to try and not do any dremeling as well. If any dremeling needs to be done, I'll try and do that off camera because it's very loud. But if I have to, I will. But it should be okay because I can't think of any parts that are going to need dremeling. It's also a bit rubbish that you can't have music on, like background music on, in the on YouTube live streams because of copyright issues. So it can just get a bit silent if I'm not chatting. But sometimes I need to concentrate, so I wouldn't be saying words. Might need to trim that bit at the end, but it should be fine. Yeah, this hot glue just makes everything a lot quicker. And because I need it in such a rush, I haven't really got the time to take a long time on it. So Jenny has asked, does it work if I use the walls for the box if you buy something? Yeah, you can make any of these things really out of cardboard. The only ones that I'd say you probably couldn't is like the Wolverine chest plate, because that has to be quite form-fitting. It needs a bit of movement to it, but for this or the reverse bear trap, cardboard is absolutely fine. I know a lot of people who have commented on my reverse bear trap video saying they've made it out of cardboard. So it's definitely possible. And I've seen some pictures of the cardboard ones and they still look amazing. So I know some people can't get hold of foam as easily as I can. So yeah, cardboard is a very good alternative. I'm just trying to fit this piece. That might have needed bevel cut as well. Just going to look at my reference photo. It actually, I think, looks wider. So I might have to start again. Trying to find my reference photos. Got too many, I'm scrolling back. Can't find the close-up one. Ah, there it is. So this is the reference photo I'm using. So that top piece does actually look quite a bit wider. So maybe I need, that looks flat. I think I need to extend this middle bit. Not sure. You know what? I'm just going to roll with it. We'll just carry on as planned. What can go wrong? If I have to stop and rebuild it again, well, it shows that it's live crafting and things go wrong. People don't tend to show them on social media when something goes wrong, but it goes wrong all the time. I'm always constantly redoing things. Hello, Gotalope. Thank you so much for joining. Just thought I'd come on while I was making this, just to, because I've got to get another live done this weekend for my creator community rewards. So I did 2 yesterday. The first one was a test to see if my microphone worked, which it did. And then I did one last night when I was painting the Green Ranger shield, and this one now. So that should meet the requirements for the live vertical boot camp. So if anyone is managing to stumble across this live and you don't know who I am the Foam Witch. I am a self-taught crafter, and I say cosplayer, but I am just more of a crafter these days. And I make YouTube videos where I teach you how to make your own videos, your own costumes and props. And I give out free templates to help you. So if you have stumbled across this live and you like crafting content and want to see more, if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be incredible. I'm so close to hitting 8,000 subscribers, which is just absolutely ridiculous. I never thought I'd get anywhere close to that, so I do appreciate every single subscriber. And I am hopefully going to be doing more of these live streams. Maybe not in the next week. This will probably be the last one for a little while, just because I have got to get stuff done, and it is HorrorCon next weekend, so I'll be a little bit busy. I'm just going to trim the edge of this one because it's a little bit long. It's been so cool watching your channel grow. Thank you. It's gone kind of mad. It's all stemmed from that one reverse bear trap video. I'm very aware that my whole channel is built from that video. Everything else is great, but that's the main video that's kind of gone viral and kicked off my channel. And I think it's up to 130,000 views now, which is mad when my kind of least performing video has 100 views. So it just goes to show that you just need one video to kind of kick everything off, and it can take your channel in a massive direction. Yeah, I'd wanted to build it for ages because obviously the Saw films are my favourite films. Well, my favourite franchise of films. My favourite film is actually Titanic, which is very different. But my favourite franchise of films are the Saw films. I just love all horror, to be fair. So I'm just cleaning up some of the stray glue at the back. I don't really know why, because it does need to look a little bit welded. So I could probably just leave it there, but I'm liking this setup because one of my followers on Instagram supported me through my coffee page a few years ago, which meant I was able to afford to buy, it's like an overhead rig, so I could set up like cameras. I've got lights as well, and it's just a really cool setup. I just didn't I didn't kind of have that before, so when I was filming, my head had kind of get in the way, or you'd just see me like this, so you couldn't actually see what I was building. So I'm very thankful for that coffee donation, because it meant I could afford to get the rig that I'd wanted for so long. Are you going to build the door that's big enough for two? Yeah. She didn't want him. She let go because she was like, I don't actually want you anymore, Jack. I've had my fun. And she was going home and her family wouldn't approve. Right. It's a bit wonky, but it's fine. It can be sorted out once it's all kind of together. I think the middle sections will stretch it out a little bit as well. So again, just bending those edges. It's going to straighten out once it's oops, knocking things over. So I'm probably only going to build this jaw part on the stream, and then I'm going to finish it, because I'm going to end the stream because I don't have that much time today. I just needed to get on and do one more live, as I say, for my creator. They called it homework. Because when you're in the YouTube creator program, if your channel's doing good and they're keeping an eye on you, they invite you to like sessions and extra behind the scenes things. So this is one of those. It's the vertical live boot camp. So I had to do some vertical lives, which is weird because I've never done them before. Sorry, you might be able to hear a lawnmower in the background. My dad's mowing the lawn. Perfect timing. But it will test the noise cancelling of this microphone. It's supposed to be quite noise cancelling, but I don't actually know if it is. I don't even know if it helps to make the noise louder, but my voice louder. So these parts are for the middle sections. They will need trimming. I made them longer on purpose, and they just sit in the middle like that. So there's going to be 6 of them, if my maths is correct. Maths is not my strong point, so I could be wrong. This is also going to be a little tricky with the glue drying, but quite quickly, but we'll give it a go. That's where sometimes contact adhesive comes in handy, because it does give you a little bit of extra time to stick things into place. Whereas hot glue only gives you kind of a few seconds. But it is quite easy to undo if, like, you just heat it up a little bit and then it'll come apart and you can stick it again. Someone says, thank you for the sienna templates. You've bought them recently and are excited. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope they help. I normally give out my templates for free, but because the sienna suit took me so long, I kind of had to get something back for it, if that's what it means. That's why I didn't feel great putting them for a price, but that's why I put them for such a low price. But I hope they help, and I hope the how-to video makes sense, because I know a lot of people are going to be making that for Halloween, and as far as I'm aware, there wasn't actually any templates out. And there's a lot of crafters that, not a lot, there's one crafter, I can't remember their name, I probably would call them out, but they had previously made a sienna suit, but whenever anyone asked any questions about it, they were very unhelpful. So wouldn't answer anyone's question. I think they were on Reddit, but I can't remember. And they were like, oh, I don't want to tell you because I'm gatekeeping. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do a full how-to video and templates. So you've lost out there on. I just don't understand that mentality. Like, all I want to do is help people learn how to make their own costumes. By teaching people and telling people, you're not really missing out on anything. You might miss out on a few commissions if people are making things for themselves, but at the end of the day, you gain so much more from kind of being a nice person and helping. So yeah, I hope the templates help. Gotalope says, making the crop belts definitely made me refresh my math skills. Yeah, I have zero math skills, so a lot of this is just complete luck. Absolute sheer blind luck. I think that one's slightly wonky, but oh well. It is what it is. That's also the thing with crafting, like, you might be building something and think it's looking terrible, but the more that you carry on with it and it comes together and you can kind of clean things up with a Dremel or just sand down edges, it ends up looking really good. So I always say just trust the process. So I'm thinking this is looking really gnarly right now and just a bit rubbish, but just carry on because it will get there. I forgot how difficult it was trying to get these pieces straight. I actually do think that is going to be wide enough. The one in the picture looks a little bit wider, like a bit more open, but I think this will suffice. It's not going to be too different. Because obviously they've designed it for the game, so it might be slightly different than the reverse bear trap from the movie. But it's going to be a crown on my head anyway, so once all the details are on, probably won't like see it. won't notice. So I don't know if you can see, because the video is quite high up, but some of the glue has kind of got onto the edges, but the reverse bear trap needs to look welded anyway, so I'm not going to clean those up. I'm going to leave those there because when they're painted, that will just look like weld, so it'll look quite good, because that's kind of the look we're going for, that it's the reverse bear trap is not clean or tidy, it's a mangled mess. So I've just added a bit more on the edges there, so it just replicates a weld. Yeah, that looks good. Put some on every edge so it looks a bit gnarly. Because John Kramer would have welded this all together himself, so how he got his time, I have no idea. Added a bit too much there, but I can wipe it away quickly before it dries. You get a little bit of stringing with the hot glue, but it is very minimal. Yeah, it's looking good, this. I need a few more of these. I can't remember which pen is the one that works. Not that one. Maybe that one? Not that one. I'm probably going to 3D print some parts for this as well. There's some, it's got like screws and bullets in the top, but I haven't got time to actually go to the hardware store like I did with the reverse bear trap. So I'm probably just going to try and make them or find a file for something similar, because I just haven't got the time to go and get all that stuff this time, unfortunately. I've left it very late. It's a bit of con crunching is happening, but we'll get there. We will get there. I don't think one goes at the end. Does one go at the end? I can't remember. Need to look at the reference photo. Yes, it does. It does on this anyway. Would help if I put that in the right way. You have a few seconds to move things into place, straighten them up. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I have not got the time for this to be fully perfect. Because I also have other things I need to work on as well. It will be passable, we'll say that. But like I said, the reverse bear traps don't need to look clean and tidy. I'm going to undo that. It needs to look rough. It's funny with these live streams as well, because you're going to see in real time how chaotic my desk gets, because you don't kind of see it too much on my my nice polished videos. And I forgot I need to be recording footage for a how-to tutorial. Oops. I could probably use footage from my old video for this part, because it is exactly the same. It's just going to be kind of the headband part that is different, and there's only one jaw plate rather than two. See if I can just set my camera up. Excuse me a second. As I say, I'm filming footage for the tutorial video at the same time on my what's the word? Well, it's not professional, but professional camera. It's rather than my phone. Which I forgot to do this far because I've been yabbing. Move that into place. Yeah, that's going to work. So is anyone up to anything nice this weekend? I don't know if anyone's watching. I might just be chatting to myself. And that's one of the things I need to practice, is getting comfortable with, like, if there's no viewers, just chatting absolute wham. Yeah, that's looking okay. I need to undo the edge bits, because I realised that on the crown it's open on this one, not curved edges like on the actual reverse bear trap. Am I going to be watching the new series of Monsters on Netflix? Yes, I've already started watching it. It's got an absolute slating online. People are not giving it good reviews at all. It's obviously very dramatized, and some people don't feel that that's a great way to show like serial killers and stuff. But I've been really enjoying it just because it's minging. Like, it's horror, it's gross. It might not be factually correct everywhere, but I've been enjoying it. I think Charlie Hunnam is doing a great job. People are kind of slating the voice that he's using, but it kind of adds to the creepiness of that guy, because obviously he was a real guy. He might not have really spoken like that, but this is a dramatization. They have to kind of put things in to make it more exciting for people to watch. It's not a documentary of what he did. I mean, what he did was absolutely horrific, but it did kind of spawn what's the word I'm trying to think of? inspiration for horror films, some of the horror films. So obviously Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think also Silence of the Lambs. So I've really been enjoying it. I think I'm only on episode 4, so I've still got a little bit more to watch. But I watched the Dharma one. I didn't see the Menendez brothers one. I need to go back and watch that. But yeah, I have been tuning into the Ed Gein one. It's sick. Like in both ways. both meanings of the word. But I am going to be watching WWE later because it is the pay-per-view happening right now. He's opening the garage door.
Hey?
I'm telling my live viewers that someone's opening the garage door.
Oh,
say hello.
Hello. Hello. I'm going for Mother. She's not very well. She wants to pick me up.
Okay.
Shall I lock the door?
Yes.
Have you got a key?
Yes. Bye. That was my dad. Okay, so this will need a little bit of dremeling at the end, I think, on the edges. But I will do that off camera because it's very noisy. So I've just got one more of these pieces to put in. Don't know if I've quite got enough foam on this. Just about. So once I've done this, once I've put this piece in, and I'll show you kind of where I'm up to, that's probably where I'm going to stop the live stream. Someone is watching from Sydney. Hello. That is where the wrestling is right now. That's why it's on so early in the UK. So I think the pay-per-view started at 1 p.m, whereas normally they're on at about midnight. So I haven't cut that piece very well. I'm going to cut it again. So it's good when it's overseas because, I mean, it's not good for the American viewers, but it's good for the UK viewers because it just starts at a reasonable time. I don't know what time it must be in Australia. It must be about 7, 8 p.m. maybe. Hello, Ella. Thanks so much for joining. I'm just hopping on this live quick while I make the jaw plate for my reverse bear trap crown. And then that's my 3 live videos done that I needed to do for my homework for YouTube. I was given homework by YouTube. Yeah, that one's cut there. Oh, 12:41 a.m. They wouldn't be doing a pay-per-view at 1 a.m, surely. Maybe I've got this all confused. Although I suppose if it's like America, the different states have different time zones. It's not like the UK, which is all the same time zone. Stick that last divider piece in. I'm going to need to heat this a little with the heat gun to kind of... It is on right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I was going to watch it, but I needed to do this live video. Because it's the not the Clash at the Castle. What are they calling it this time? Clash in Perth? I don't know, I can't remember. But I will be watching it later. I'm just going to avoid spoilers on my phone. But I needed to come in and make a start on this. What density do you use for the trap? So for pretty much most of my builds, I use the highest density foam because it just gives a much better finish. So I use a density called CF100. Basically just the highest density I can because it kind of just gives a more professional finish. But obviously it does come at a slightly higher cost to lower density foams. But it's just much easier to sand. As long as you use a sharp craft knife, it cuts so much better. But low density is better for, let's say, something that needs quite a lot of movement. So maybe a base of chest armor or something like that. But then I'd always kind of build on top of that with the high density foam. So that's a little bit wonky, but as soon as I heat that with the heat gun slightly, obviously being careful because there is hot glue on it. I don't want that to come undone. But yeah, that is the top jaw piece made. So that's what I wanted to build on my live video. So yeah, that's done. So that's also my live video done. So huge thanks if you've joined in. I'm going to wave at the camera. Thank you so much. I probably won't be doing another one of these live videos within the next kind of week. I'm not going to get a chance to do one now before HorrorCon, which is what this is for. So maybe I'll do one the week after that. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. Huge thanks if you've watched. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If you could do that, that would be awesome. But otherwise, I'm going to end the live now if I can. So huge thanks, and I'll see you next time. Excuse me while I just take my phone down.